I'm going to spend a little while this morning talking about a topic that's just been developing in my mind and is a different kind of topic, and I hope you'll hang on with me as I move through it. Near where I went to high school, where the Country Inn is, there's a little village about 6 miles by the crow flies called Cherokee. It's a tiny little village, as we used to laugh and say, where you go to buy moccasins and a Tommy Hawk for your grandchild. That little village now has the largest hotel in the whole state of North Carolina. A gigantic place. All because of Harrah's Casino. The whole idea of gambling, gaming as they prefer to call it, is spread all over. It's in the Lotto in New York. It is as if we've said, this is a wonderful idea. Winner, take all. "50 years ago, the people sitting in this congregation in this would be horrified at how this idea has become acceptable, normal, not just acceptable, normal, but desirable. So that the states that don't have the lotteries are jealous of the states that do. Somehow that's the magical way. But nobody stops to say, I wonder if this is the way we want to describe the ultimate value in our lives. Winner, take all. The Old Testament begins with Adam and Eve. 2 boys, Cain and Abel. You remember, Cain kills his brother Abel, murders him. And then the question comes from God to Cain. Where is your brother Abel? And this answer, which is one of the most famous lines in all of Scripture, he turns to God and says, am I my brother's keeper? And for 39 books of the Old Testament and 27 books of the New Testament, that answer is over and over again. Yes, I am my brother's, I am my sister's keeper. In 2008, David Brooks, the columnist in the New York Times, wrote this up, and I'm really quoting from David Brooks' column. In 2008, there was a great Olympics. The Olympics were in Beijing. Some researchers did some research on the swimmers in the Beijing swimming gold medals. Here's what they came up with. In the relay races in swimming, the 3rd and the 4th swimmers in Beijing, in the relay, swam faster than they swam when they were working on their own gold medal for their own prize. Now, they did that because they felt the necessity with their buddies to perform at their absolute maximum because they were depending upon them, the buddies. We do better when we yoke together and say, let's pull this thing together. God made us that way. But our culture is saying the opposite. No, let go of the yoke. Do it all by yourself. Win the gold medal just for yourself. Then you can be the winner and take it all. The Museum of the American Constitution, some of you may have seen it. It's about 6 or 7 years old. Walk in and they get you into a room, not unlike this, only on the sides are these steep stairs and all the bleachers that go way up. And there it appears on these screens above our heads, great huge letters, "We, the people." 1787, 55 people from 12 colonies gathered in May, stayed till September, didn't leave, didn't go home, watched each other as they struggled together to create the most important document maybe ever created in humankind, the Constitution. And it begins, "We, the people." Those people who were in Philadelphia at that time, they knew well what it was about to have single people, winner take all. They came from the old country. The old country said, let the prince be all, let the king, let the queen, let the archbishop, winner take it all. Of course, they were trying to create a new experiment here, an experiment in which did not depend upon winner take all, depended upon each person contributing in yoke with everybody else. It was a we concept, not an I concept. The I concept was of the old world. This is the basis upon which we were built. It's biblical, it's also constitutional, but it's the way we're made, and we are losing it because we are following an idea that is not constitutional. It's not biblical. It's not even athletically respected. And yet it is eating us away. And that's the reason a time like this, when St. Paul says, let's all talk about we the parish, that you say, oh yes, and let me, Lord, be as generous as I can so that I'm a participant. I'm doing my very best. I'm yoking together with all these people. We just said in the church, the Lord's Prayer, when Jesus was asked, teach us how to pray, Lord. He could have said, my Father who art in heaven. Didn't do that. He said, our Father. When we say the creed in the church, we don't say, I believe. We believe. The very nature of this concept of winner take all eats away at the heart of every one of us in a subtle way in which we're not even owning, because it's the way we think now. And we don't need to spend more than 2 seconds on a political system that is coming unglued because of we being lost to I. When you step up, St. Paul's, you're stepping up to put your shoulder to the wheel with everybody else. You're stepping up to become a we. You're stepping up to be your brother's and your sister's keeper. You're stepping up to be what God calls us to be. The people of God, yoked together, swimming together, if you will, not so that one of us might win, but so that all of us might participate in lifting each other as we may be needed to be lifted by God's grace with our sharing, caring, and generosity. Step up for St. Paul's. Thank you.